Short story by Niall Piper. I can remember the subtle sound of Spanish guitar beneath the French moon. It was here, under the city lights of a smoky pub, I met the man with the insatiable taste for curiosity. He was gentle, charming, and sweet. This is why I followed him home. We had spoiled wine, we shared bread. We enjoyed the evening. Many cigarettes and conversations later, he wondered how I had come to be so happy. I explained it was something that came from the soul. Something from inside, I would come to say. While I spoke on and drove on about the changing landscapes of political foundations and religious morals, he thought. Interruption was his to take my words and give them to his silence. He took his hand and led me to a library down a long hallway. I looked at his books on love. I looked at his books on war. I even ventured to look at his books on spiritual freedom, improving the ego, and helping the self. I looked at his books on anatomy. He explained in a bothered tone how each book had a relation to him. I was pleased to hear how they had come to please him, but it was one book in particular that caught my attention. As he pulled the binding from its snug place among the paper writings on the wall, it set loose magnificent mechanics of unseen sorts. Cranking of metal gears and wired springs whispered behind the bookshelf. To my amusement, it swung open on a hinge. Behind it was a stone staircase, lit only by a dim basement light. I was unsure, but he assured me. I followed him. Sadly, I later regretted this decision. As the room began to spin, I thought about the wine. It had tasted odd. It had fluttered my throat so uncomfortably. I awoke, strapped to a cold metal table. Such terror and anguish was mine to share. So I did. I screamed and twisted about, but it was received only upon tolerant ears. "Something from inside," he said beneath the white cotton mask. I could see my reflection in his darkened goggles. His words were soothing as he sang. I tried to focus on his accent to calm my nerves. But each stroke of scalpel brought pain. With each tear, I heard my flesh rip. We shared a moment, I believe. A moment in which he smelt my insides as they spilt about the table. He smiled as tears rolled across the protruding veins of my forehead. How I had strongly come to regret this night. A strange silence was also shared. He had not found what he was looking for. Should I have warned him? It felt so uncomfortable. I tried to break the awkward silence with a joke. "You won't find it there."